Hello there and welcome to another video. So, with the thoughts of changing today's living behaviors during a pandemic, I took it upon myself to research of one of those places that receive a lot of criticism, and not even lately. I'm talking about a narrow, monofunctional space that is known to us people. A place that we go through every day, and without it, the living and working spaces would literally cease to exist because of its importance in its functionality. You might not even call it a place, but more of a connection point between A and B, as an only purpose of moving through space with time. Guessed it yet? This essential room I want to talk about is known as the hallway, the entry, the corridor. First mentioning of this word is in 1591. Corridore. Correre as in run and dore as to be covered. Mainly as a covered pathway, which later then evolved into a war corridor, and when arriving in the 1900s, it is more of a residential corridor. Where in the past you might have talked about the entryway or the beginning of the house, increasingly bigger houses and affordable housing for middle class forced spaces to adapt to a logistical challenge that helps connect the rooms together. Not only that, but it also helps to control the flow of connectivity in the house. A connection that is established between two people is a lot more comfortable if those people are living in two separate rooms that are not interconnected between each other. The hallway helps to give the people living on a tight space an option to stay within their own increasingly wider range of personal space. The question is also if we are talking about a revolutionary or an evolutionary process. While the evolutionary process shows the natural order of how the needs are progressing from one option to the next, it would give a reason for all the restrictions that are put in place and give an overall direction where the hallways of today's are going. The other idea would be a revolutionary process that took place that demanded radical change in the design space of the hallway. The 18 and 1900s helped to revolutionize this process and brought a new option for the inhabitants of those places. Personally, I really see a typical debate between left and right political views here. While the left is generally leaning towards change and revolution, the right leans towards continuing the current trend and evolution. Generally oversimplifying speaking, obviously. With all the rules and restrictions in place, it would automatically restrict a further process of changing the hallways. If it wouldn't be for human comfort, corridors may be inhumane wide and further decrease the human hygiene. Now, when we look at the hallway of today, and at the news and sanctions that need to be taken place, the architect might be forced to change its behavior. However, what if that change would be too drastic and overshoots the target? Rethinking the use of the corridor as a multifunctional space that can be used by several parties of the same household, street, or neighbors is in my opinion a good idea. Revolution or not, creating spaces that are more suited to everyone's needs need to be integrated in the current form of architecture. While most current buildings are completely unable to change because of structural restrictions, future buildings could be adapted to it so they can quickly change to the circumstances. The corridor and its fixed use to supply other rooms with people has a permanent function in the house that is not easy to change. Putting a wall into a corridor will literally ruin the entire circulation of that house. Wider spaces, adjustable architecture and circulation would be the key to develop the narrative further. Just as the visionary ideas of the Centre Pompidou and Fun Palace, they let the ideas and in the mind wander. The architecture of tomorrow could be the same thing and help establish a brighter and daring future in buildings and urbanism. So thank you a lot for watching, hope to see you in the next one, hope you learned something from it, and bye bye.